Do you want me to get you a soapbox?
It's really
I can leave.
easy.
You want me to,
it's really easy to do what you do. It's really easy to do what you do.
Yeah, he's right. He's right to leave at this point, honestly. Tim was right to walk off because these people are trying to score points and they're not addressing the issue at hand. And for context, Tim immediately came back, which is probably not something you're seeing on social media. We're going to have Tim Pool to join us in just a little bit here. But he was on Jubilee. Is a show called Surrounded?
Surrounded, yeah.
I always forget because Outnumbered is on Fox News. So he was on Jubilee, Surrounded. By the way, I was scheduled at one point to do it, and then I had surgery and staff, and so we had to reschedule. And I do appreciate that they were accommodating in doing that. So this is the problem, too, with the clip game. And people will tell you this now. People will go into debates or people will, present. Like they'll have an oral presentation and go, but I just have to be mindful that people are going to cut this into clips. So there are things that should be said that they won't say because they know it runs the risk of being taken out of context. Or there are things that maybe shouldn't be said that they say because they want it to be clipped, right? And so it gets into a battle of sound bites. This is like a 2-hour episode, the Jubilee episode. You can go watch it. At least it was on their YouTube channel yesterday where I was watching it. And some people think that Tim Pool just walked off from this back and forth with this guy, OneHandPolitics. That's not the full story, but here you go.
You're going to sit here and tell me that we're way more polarized than fucking Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, who like shot each other with their disagreements? You're going to tell me that Andrew Jackson, who's the sitting president,
do you want to have a conversation, or are you just going to be angry?
Polarization?
Why was Aaron Danielson shot in the chest twice?
Sorry?
Why was Aaron Danielson shot in the chest twice?
I'm not disagreeing that political violence is taking place in question.
You say Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, but then when I ask you a question about an assassination,
that was a man in Seattle. Trump voter.
Bang, bang. Civil war every fucking year, and it doesn't happen.
I never said there was.
Portland, right.
Let me ask you a question.
Or if it does happen, you say, see, I've had it all
Let me ask you a question.
You are the same thing as like the Christian rapture people who say that the rapture's coming every year, and when it doesn't happen,
do you want a soapbox? Do you want me to get you a soapbox?
It's really
I can leave.
easy. It's really easy to do what you do. It's really easy to do what you do.
Yeah, he's right. He's right to leave at this point, honestly.
Civil war is happening next year. Civil war is happening next year. It's coming. Make sure you subscribe to Timcast. Continue to watch my videos, please. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. It's easy to do what you do, bro.
Yeah, a couple of things. First off, most people watching at home had the same reaction when they saw that clip.
When I ask you a question about an assassination, you defer. Let me ask you a question.
We're every year, and it doesn't happen.
I never said there was.
Happened yet.
Let me ask you a question.
If it doesn't,
I can leave. You want me to go?
It's really easy to do what you do. It's really easy to do what you do. Like you literally just say, Civil war is happening next year. Civil war is happening next year. It's coming. Make sure you subscribe to Timcast. Continue to watch my videos.
That's crazy that left winger has a left wing. That's pretty cool, actually.
Thumbs up all the time.
Wing flipper, come on. That's mean. By the way, he's right to call out Tim Pool. It's really easy to do what you do, man. You just want subscribers. He says, as by the way, he has plugged OneHandPolitics on Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. So you can go follow him there. And this is the thing. These people will just throw this out there. They'll go, you're just doing it. You're just grifting for money. And I will say this is one thing that I have that nobody else has. Like, okay, here you go. Here's 2006. Here's 2008. Show me the grift. There was only opportunity cost. So Tim was right to walk off because these people are trying to score points and they're not addressing the issue at hand. And for context, Tim immediately came back, which is probably not something you're seeing on social media.
Nobody's actually had a debate yet. Are we going to actually talk about whether it will or will not happen? I mean, sounds like it's gonna.
It's actually pretty funny. Yeah, I watched it last night and I paused it and I was like, it's rare that Tim gets a shot in there. Now, here's the thing. He does talk about Civil War a lot, and I've even I think made jokes when I've interviewed like Tim Pool, like, oh boy, are we talking about the Civil War thing again?
Yeah.
It makes sense when you understand his background. His opponent, the one-hand guy, had. You know, the killer from The Fugitive?
That's the guy from Scary Movie 2.
One arm man. You gotta, there's a percentage.
He killed my wife. He had one arm.
Did he have a small hand?
He was a flipper. So, there's a little Harrison Ford action for you. He had zero interest in debating the topics. At all. And again, Jubilee has really just changed my mind with a timer. And I will say this, they will sit you down. They're incredibly biased as far as their fact checking. When you have 20 people who come in, it's a lot easier to choose the sequence. That is kind of a tool. With Change My Mind, I think the average conversation is anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. Some go, an hour plus. we don't let people meander for the entire day, but once we've discussed the topic at hand and central premises, we move on. It's not just timer, vote someone out. It's until we feel as though the conversation has resolved or we find ourselves at an impasse. So there are a lot of tricks that can be pulled in the actual episode. And then there are a lot of tricks that are definitely being pulled as far as the clip game on social media. And that really has turned our brains into mush, which brings us to the newest installment of Reddit Retards. And this comes from actual people on Reddit. This is Red Alert 825. He wrote, Tim Thethpool, what a pussy, looking like the shared condom from Putin and Trump.
Yeah.
Sorry, retarded.
Is this like,
Yeah.
he was just sitting there writing that like this? Youth condom, that's great.
Shared condom.
Shared condom.
I don't even know what that means. They both
Oh,
put
the
condom
implications,
on?
because Putin and Trump are also buddies. Here's from Hear Your Tune. Surrendered with Tim Pool.
I'm not offended.
If someone goes back to reload and then they're on the battlefield for another hour and a half, you're like, that's a surrender.
I guess.
And then Mason, I guess he was a guy debating. This is him on X. He wrote, Tim Pool rage quits when he's called out for grifting. And this is one thing that you see quite a bit. People use this term grift. And it's often just used as an accusation to end an argument. But I will tell you this. It is probably the most used argument from projectionists, from people who are projecting themselves onto someone else. And I don't say that as pop psychology. I say it as Alinsky 101. Andrew Breitbart talked about this. It's accuse the other side of that which it is you are doing. Here are people accusing Tim Pool of being a quote-unquote grifter.
But you're attempting to make a claim that his type of ideology that leads his policy is not nearly as violent as the left,
Well, how
which
many
is
riots have there been from the right?
largely anti-capitalist, which is largely anti-fascist. None of what you're saying makes any sense. It sounds like
It
you're
does.
honestly grifting a lot.
Okay, so grifter, let me read you the actual definition from Merriam-Webster. It's to acquire money or property illicitly. How it is generally used right now is to mean somebody who really only says things that they may or may not believe because they believe they can tap into a specific market or niche financially. Right? That's what grifter means. Like, they don't really believe it. They just do it. I don't know how you use that with Tim Pool, again, because Tim Pool is really kind of moderate right-leaning. I know he used to say moderate. He certainly would be more of a centrist conservative now than a centrist Democrat, but he's pretty clear about it. He did this at cost to himself because he worked with Vice before, because he did some work with Occupy Wall Street, which I mercilessly mocked back then, and we, by the way, have had our disagreements. How is he grifting now? How would this be the easiest path? I would say examples of grifting would be, you know, people like S.E. Cupp. S.E. Cupp, who was at Fox News, wrote a book in defense of Christianity while she was an atheist, and she was on Reddit. Once she didn't really get a contract with Fox News, decided to go to CNN and say, I was a Republican, and vote for every Democrat policy here. Nala Ray, who, of course, made money having sex on camera as a prostitute for a very long period of time, and then started selling her own Bible study online. Lauren Southern, who made a bunch of money through kind of selling sex appeal and presenting herself as an alt-right figurehead, specifically going after Ben Shapiro, after the birth of Ben Shapiro's child, and like kind of being pretty nasty, and now saying that no, she's actually above it all and she's morally virtuous. You have people like, you know, you could argue like a C.J. Pearson who's out there who was pro-Republican for a while, anti-Obama talking points, and I believe he was part of the Ted Cruz youth pack till he went to support Bernie Sanders and liked Barack Obama until he switched back to Donald Trump. You could take someone like an Ashley Sinclair and argue grifting because she literally just spoke out in support of Elon Musk and the conservative movement and stole everyone else's content until she got pregnant, hit the lottery, and then decided that Elon Musk is the devil, and she decides to buddy up with Hassan. You could say the same thing. Some people could say it about Tucker. You could say it about Candace because Candace was a lifelong liberal who made money being repped by the NAACP, doxing conservatives, kickstarting websites and blogs that were anti-Trump, that were anti-Tea Party, that were anti-conservative until she took money from the pro-Israel lobby and those nonprofits and then decided that she wanted to go independent. I think what's very important when referring to someone as grifting is inconsistency and never doing something at risk to themselves, or very rarely. I don't think that Tim Pool qualifies, especially not when he's sitting there surrounded on Jubilee. YouTube's is something you're not allowed to say according to the guidelines. I was quoting the guidelines I'm glad you're still here. It means you watched this video all the way through. Oh, it says here that Rumble, where you can go follow my channel, lets you say pretty much anything, provided it's not illegal. That reminds me of, what does it remind me of? Oh, yeah, YouTube, pre-2015. Go on and follow me there. I'm live, 11 a.m. Eastern, weekdays. Don't call YouTube a. Oh, it's just a different way of saying it's.